I play a lot of weird stuff on my channel. This one kind of came out of nowhere. This is the Zombiest Adventures in the Perverted Age of Enlightenment with a pinch of woodpunk. That's the full name of this game. That's very confusing. For the sake of this video, I'm calling it the Zombiest Adventures. So, this is a mod, I'm assuming. I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's a mod for Mount & Blade. Because, if you look at it, it's a mod for Mount & Blade. Like, this is Mount & Blade, except it's not, and we're gonna explore that a little bit. This game came out on Steam, and it's $15 right now. I'm assuming they have, like, total rights to, like, publish or whatever. I'm not disputing any of that. What I'm looking at is the Zombiest Adventures worth your time? And I can say right now, after, like, I don't know, I've played like an hour and a half of it and been pretty frustrated the entire time. I'm going to say for $15, it's probably not, but we're going to explore exactly why that is. And so, bear with me here. Now, I've played a lot of Mount & Blade, like, a lot. I put in hours into that game, I've done all this cool stuff with, like, the mods for it and everything. It's a really good series, and I really like it. Now, that being said, Mount & Blade, by itself, like, if you take out the cool battles and the mods and everything, is kind of bad. Like, it's kind of shit. Because the gameplay, when you're actually playing Mount & Blade, is really clunky, clumsy, janky, and not well optimized, not fluid. It's almost not good. And I say that with all the love in the world for that series, because I really do enjoy it. But the drawing point to Mount & Blade is the big battles, the RPG systems and mechanics, and the mods for it, and the community as well. All those things come together and make it greater than the sum of its parts, and that's why I really love the series. That's why I've put, like, probably over 100 hours into it. And then we get something like the Zombiest Adventures. Now, in theory, I have no problem with this existing, because it's a mod for Mount & Blade. But now that it's on Steam as its own product, I have to judge it based on that as its own product. So, like, if someone had never played Mount & Blade, and they went into this and they picked it up, and they were like, oh, this looks kind of neat, then they played it, they'd probably hate it. And I'm someone who really likes Mount & Blade, like I've said a billion times already, and I kind of hate this game. Because what it does is it takes away all that good stuff and all the reasons I like Mount & Blade. It takes it all away, and it leaves you with, like, a single-player RPG campaign. And that is not what you want to do with Mount & Blade, because when you're just on your own fighting, you realize how awful this game kind of is. And as far as I can tell, there's no real way to recruit an army or anything like that, like you would in the original Mount & Blade. Now, I could be totally wrong. I might be completely incorrect, and if I am, someone tell me. But from what I've played, this does not seem to be something that encourages that, and you basically wander around all on your lonesome. And you're going to see why that becomes a problem right here, because I'm going to go to this abandoned church or whatever, and you're going to see all these zombies. This is a zombie game set in, like, the Spanish Inquisition. You're in, like, South America, I think, Mexico or something. There's, like, Spaniards and French people and zombies and stuff. I like all that. That's kind of a cool and neat idea. It's goofy and stuff, and I'm A-okay with that. But when you're playing Mount & Blade, and you're the only one fighting for your team, you realize that the game is really, really bad. Like, janky and awful to control. And it gets really boring. Like, what you're seeing right here is, in a nutshell, all I've done in my time playing this game. Like, you just go to places alone for the most part, or you defend forts with other AI against, like, 4 zombies. So you don't really do anything in that, and then you do these ones alone. You stab things, and then they die. and that's kind of it. Now, the other problem is that Mount and Blade systems don't really accommodate single-player gameplay without a bunch of other AI and stuff, because you're going to see it right here. After I kill this zombie, there's one more somewhere on this map, and for the life of me, I could not figure out where the hell he is. So I'm going to wander around now for a little bit, and when I was doing this, I was getting increasingly frustrated because I could not find this enemy zombie anywhere. He does show up eventually, and I have no idea where he was that entire time because I searched it. I feel like I looked everywhere for him. I went outside. I'm going to take a little jog outside of the area there. Look around. Anyone out there? Nope, not really. I got distracted by the skybox, which looks really bad too, by the way. Like, it looks like something I would have made in art class when I was in elementary school. I don't know if that's a asset made for the mod or if it was an original Mount and Blade. A lot of the time you can't tell because Mount and Blade itself was pretty, you know, it didn't look that great even when it was released. But I digress. I still love that game. So yeah, this game is pretty much everything that Mount and Blade shouldn't be. And it highlights all the things that Mount and Blade does wrong. Now, you might be thinking, oh, you're just showing, like, the worst parts of the game. Well, this is the only parts of the game I've experienced so far. Like, this has been the majority of what I've done in the game is wander around looking for things. When you go into maps and stuff, there's objectives and things, but it doesn't really tell you where the objectives are properly. Like, there's arrows and stuff that point towards them, and that's fine. But there's, like, other encampments on the map and stuff that have nothing in them. And because you walk so slowly in this game, it's hard to get there. You're going to see there's missing assets there and stuff. That's a problem, too. There are missing assets and some spelling mistakes in the text dialogue and stuff. So that should probably be fixed as well. And yeah, at this point I was getting extremely frustrated. I think, yeah, there we go. He showed up now. I have no idea where that zombie was hiding. I don't know what the dealio with it was. My guy sounds like a pirate, by the way. I don't know why he sounds like a pirate. He just does. So that's a thing that exists. I figured out I have to go and track down these marauders over here. So I went chasing after them. And that's what it looks like when you're chasing after them at night. Now, again, I get it. That's kind of like how Mount and Blade looks normally, but that's silly. That looks very silly. And you're going to see what happens when I actually catch up to these guys, too. I do eventually, don't worry. It becomes daytime and I go a bit faster as well, so don't you worry your little heads about that. Here we go. Big marathon sprint race. Those guys, they couldn't catch up to me. They thought better of it. Okay, so we basically find these guys. I decide maybe I can talk to them. No, you can't talk to them. It just goes through some text boxes, and then you fight them anyways. So, yeah. That's my Smorch character, by the way. If I can't make his skin green or anything like that, then I just kind of give him face paint. I figure that is usually it's a good alternative to everything. Okay, so I had no ammo for my weapon. For some reason, you still have a bullet when you enter battles, even if you don't have any ammo to begin with. So that's interesting. Yeah, and I fight these guys a little bit. And then I die because I'm not really good at Mount and Blade combat. You have to, like, play the game for 3 days when you get back into Mount and Blade to, like, really get the combat again. And unfortunately, I didn't. And this game has permadeath. So, yeah, I had to start an entirely new game unless I saved before I do everything. That's kind of dumb. No, for real. That's the thing with Mount and Blade. When you lose battles, which you will lose, then you respawn or you get captured by enemies. That way you don't, like, lose the game outright and have to restart, because that would be ridiculous. This game decided it wanted to be ridiculous and do that instead, so I'm not sure that was the best design decision they could have come up with, personally. This game kind of sucks.